Good evening, beautiful people. This is your girl, Bev. It is another weekend. I'm actually back in Philly this weekend. And I just am happy to be home. I'm happy to be home. It's beautiful fall weather. I even had to put on a sweater today because it was a little bit nippy today. This is sweater and beret weather. So I'm really, really happy about that. Now, my sister and I, before I took her to work today, I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, it feels so good out here. Why in the world did, we move out here? Well, two things. First and foremost, of course, church. That was the main reason why I wanted to move up here. And the second reason was the weather. Like, don't get me wrong, the South has good weather, but I love the fall and winter and the spring. I don't like the summer. Like, I'm so glad summer is coming to an end. I'm happy about that. So I was really, really like, oh my gosh. We were walking and we was like, this is why we moved up here. The weather is so much better than being in the heat of down south. But I'm really happy. Like, this fall weather has just made me feel like such a, I don't know, sunflower, whatever you want to call it. But it's really been really, really nice just to see the weather in the 60s. And I think this morning it was like 40 something degrees outside in Philly. I'm like, man, it's cold. But it's just really, really nice. And I know 40 something ain't really that cold, but it's really chilly. And I'm just happy. I really am. I'm really happy about the weather change. It's like my favorite time of year. Fall weather and spring weather are my favorite times of the year. I do love the winter too because I want it to snow, but hopefully it won't snow too bad here in Philly where I can't go to work because I don't mean no harm. I love going to work. I do not like being at home. And of course it's been over a year that I've been in Philly. And I'm really happy about it. Some people may say, what was your reasoning? Well, I just said two things. My church was the main reason. And then also the weather was another reason. I wanted to also start over with just another location, another environment. Some people may say, but it's Philadelphia. Like, Philly's kind of, and I'm not even gonna lie, it's not the neatest place to live, but thankfully we live in a very decent atmosphere, first of all. So I think it's really, really good to just be able to just experience a different place in my life, because I've always lived in North Carolina. I've never lived anywhere else, of course. I'm 30 now, but I thought it was something that I should do for myself, is move to another place. So coming up here, my sister wanted to go to grad school at Temple. She got accepted. So that was a reason. I was like, you know what? Well, at least I'm not going by myself, because I'm actually going with my sister, which I thought was a really, really good thing. Because when you go into a brand new place and you don't really have any family, like if I would have moved up here by myself, all my family would have been in North Carolina. So it would have been, and me, I am family oriented. So I do love to be around my family, but I've learned to be this far away from them. But I love going home to them too, because we went home for Labor Day, and that was wonderful for me, because I told my mom, I was like, give me a few years, I plan on coming back if I don't change my mind. But it's been really, really nice just to have something to experience outside of North Carolina. There are some people that grow up in their state and grow old in their state that they grew up in and never move. My mom moved. Like, my father, he's always been in North Carolina, never lived anywhere else outside North Carolina, except for when he was in the army and went to Germany. I was going to say Germany, but I said Armany. Anyway, so when he was in Germany for, just army training, I guess, or whatever, So that was the only time when he lived outside the country, which I thought was pretty nice, pretty neat. Which is why I want to move, maybe not move to Germany, I thought about it, but visit Germany, just so I can see, my dad was I'm pretty sure it's changed so much since my dad was there, but he really liked Germany. So I was like, maybe I'll go visit and see what my dad what he liked about it and what it was about. So that makes me happy that I can go visit that. Now, my mom, I don't think my mom has been outside the country, but my mom was born and raised in South Carolina, but she moved up to North Carolina. Some people might say, oh, that's just one state over. But believe it or not, she's 4 hours away from home. So that is a comparison because we're about 6 hours and a half, 7 hours away from home. So my mom knows what it's like to experience living away from her family and she was the first one, I believe, out of all her siblings to move to North Carolina, and her other two sisters came too. So I thought that was pretty neat that she influenced them, or they saw that she was up there and, they wanted a change for themselves too. Now, me and Destiny moved up here. We do have another sister that we travel with named Shonda. And I know that she was talking about moving and stuff too. So we'll see, because not up here. I don't know where she's going to move, but we'll have somewhere else to visit. So those are some of the things that make me just happy that I actually experienced moving somewhere else. Some things about Philadelphia that I really, really love is the fact that my church is like 20 minutes down the road, if that. And those of y'all that go to my church, y'all know why I'm saying, that's important, because not everybody lives in the exact same city as their temple is located. But also, I really, really love the fact that I can ride public transportation. That might sound crazy to people, but in the South, we don't have trains. We have the light rail in Charlotte, where I moved from. We have the light rail. That's something that goes north and south of Charlotte. And Charlotte's a really big city. It's the biggest city in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. And so it's very city. I mean, traffic is terrible. But at the end of the day, it's like the subway and the buses up here, or the regional rail up here, it's so much more popular, and it's so much more, it's so much easier to access. Whereas in the South, you may not always be near the bus line, and you may have to walk a while, or you got to do something else because it's just not, gonna be good for you. But up here, we don't stay too far from the regional rail, and we're able to get on and, things of that nature. So I really, really love the fact that I can just literally get on the regional rail, be 2 stops from Center City, and call it a day. Walk downtown, go to they called it the Gallery. Now it's called the Fashion District. So if you were, calling it the Gallery before, and then they renamed it, I think people that called it the Fashion District is, I guess it's like a new modern name, but back in the day it was called the Gallery. So I like that, that I can go down there, and that's, I think, Jefferson Station. So, or if I wanted to go to the Love Park. And it's so funny how I visited the Love Park years ago. I think that's what it's called. Center City. And now that I walk through it, I'm like, that's it. It's so funny to me how things just look not as great as they seem at, before. I know around the holidays, but I don't celebrate a lot of the holidays, but they have a lot of stuff built up. And so I think that's probably why I, would be like, oh, okay, it's really, really nice for those that, participate and stuff like that, but it's really not much. And that's no shade. That's just the honest God truth. Let me see. What else is it about Philadelphia that I love? I love the fact that the traffic is not as bad as I thought it would be. What I mean by that is, on the highway, stuff gets cleared pretty fast for the most part. Probably faster than it does in the South. Because when stuff happen on the highway in the South, you ride by there 6 hours later and it's still jacked up. But up here, things get cleared a lot faster. And I haven't really hit much bad traffic. I think the only thing that really gets on my nerves is just the fact that when people are trying to get on and get off the highway, they really they have to take their time and get on and stuff like that. And I just be that'd be the only thing holding traffic up for the most part. Let me see, what else? Food wise, I really haven't tried anything. I'm still eating at chain restaurants. I just had Snap Pizza. Shout out to Ryan Blackwell. Because he got me hooked on these pizzas and the Cinnabon and stuff. But he wasn't the one that originally told me about Snap Pizza. Somebody else did. Let's see. I don't know. Let me see. What else do I love about Philly? I don't know. Maybe after everything clears up, I can get out and explore a little bit more. But right now, I can't. Considering everything that's happening, I can't really explore like I want to. I will say, as far as the cons are concerned, I am the type of person where I may need to get a snack or something like that. And if I'm driving by a gas station or a store, a corner store, I'm the type of person where I'll pull in and be like, I need to get a bag of chips. I need to get a Debbie cake. Or I need to get a soda. Or I need to get a bottle of water. And I'll pull in and I'm like, I know this look a little sketchy, but I just need to go in and get this snack and get up out of here. And then I'll get out and I'll go in and then I'll look at it and be like, this might not have been the best decision to make, considering the fact that somebody might walk up in here and it just ain't gonna look good. But where I come from in the South, that's how it is. You stop in certain sketchy places and you just go in and get what you gotta get and get the heck up out of there. So I think from that perspective, it's like, that's a con. Like, you're in a brand new environment and you don't really know the good side of town versus the bad side of town unless you talk to people that live there. But just because somebody may say, oh, it ain't that bad, or whatever the case may be, you may go in and feel unsafe, or somebody may say that's a really, really bad area, and then you go in and it's not that bad to you. So it just depends upon which type of person you are. I am the type of person that stop at places, like I said, that I probably should not be going in by myself as a woman. But I'm just that type of person where I just, I turn on this, my stone wall, and I just be like, and I watch things. Where's the exit? Bathroom. Blah, blah. Okay, who's walking in? How they look? What they wearing? What they look like? Like, I'm like that. But I don't be staring. I glance. And I look. But if there's like an older person, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And I leave it at that. But other than that, I mean, people are just going to be people. And you just have to really know how to keep your head down or keep your head up and don't look like you're defenseless. And I think sometimes, people will approach you based off of the way you carry yourself. You can't look defenseless. And so I don't know, maybe I just try to do what I gotta do, pay for it, and up out of there in a heartbeat. I'm trying to see what else. Just the driving. Like, down south, people that I talk to up here about driving, and they say in the South that we drive slow. They say we drive slow in the South. And I tell them, I said, no, we just drive the speed limit, for those of us that do. But that's neither here nor there. We drive the speed limit. I don't understand. They say we drive slow because we drive the speed limit. And they're always saying, well, I've been to Georgia. And I'm like, okay, so you can't base everybody's driving in the South off of Georgia. Like, I live in North Carolina, and I know for a fact we don't drive slow. I know for a fact we don't drive slow because I'm one of the ones that's booking it. And it's like, especially in Charlotte, like, no, we zooming, we doing this, we doing that. But there's a common courtesy in the South that is not up here. And a lot of people I notice don't, and I can talk about Philadelphia's driving because I'm here. And I'm from a different place. Like, people that talk about North Carolina or talk about people in the South, it's like, have you even been to the South? And some of them have not. They're going off of what they heard people say. But I'm experiencing Philadelphia driving. And they will cut you off in a heartbeat, blow the horn at you after the millisecond of the light turning green. They will go around you to make a turn in front of you if you ain't turning fast enough for them. They will just speed up just to end up at the same red light you at. And I'm just saying to myself, like, you got to be kidding me. Me and Destiny almost got into an accident last Saturday. And I was driving, and the lady was like, I guess me and her sped off we took off from the light changing green. And I don't know if she thought I was trying to race her or keep her from getting over. First of all, if you're beside me, I can't see that you have a signal light on if you're trying to get over. If you ain't say, hey, can I get over in front of you? Then how am I supposed to know you're trying to get over? Well, she and I took off, and I accelerated. Like, okay, I'm accelerating. She's accelerating. And on top of all that, she speeds up faster than me, jumps over in front of me, and slams on her brakes to like make a left turn in front of me. And I slam on my brakes, and every time I have to slam on my brakes, I look in my rearview mirror because I want to know if somebody's getting ready to rear end me or not. And luckily there was nobody coming on the right hand side, and the guy behind me sped up, or he dove off into the other lane to keep from hitting the back of my car. Thank God he was paying attention, because had he not been paying attention, he would have rear-ended. He would have rear-ended me, then I would have rear-ended her. So I do thank God for that, because I'm like, and I'm saying, and Destiny, she's over there, like, what the heck is wrong with these people? So after that happened, we literally started going again. And when we started going again, this other car didn't wait on this person to turn right. They dove around them. They were like driving around them. And Destiny is like, what the heck? Why y'all not patient? So I will say up here, they're very impatient. And it's like, y'all in a hurry to go nowhere. Nobody's sick. Nobody's pregnant and giving birth. Nobody's shot and got to, put holding pressure on a gunshot wound. None of those things. And it's pretty like crazy to me as far as the way they drive up here, and the way you have to look out for everybody. My mom told me that a long time ago. She said, when you're driving, you got to look out for everybody else, because people ain't going to be looking out for you. So you got to look out for yourself and everybody else. And that's one thing that I do in the South and North, East, West, whatever. And so I'm always doing that. But up here, it's like, these people have no regards for no one else other than themselves. And I'm not saying this is everybody, but on the side of town I stay on, which I thought would be a little bit more laid back, it ain't. It's really not. So that's one thing that drives me crazy, is the fact that it's just all over the place sometimes with their driving. But the traffic itself is not that bad, but they make some very risky and dangerous decisions, life-threatening decisions. And my first words are, these people just got a death wish. Like, they got a death wish, and they think they cheating death every time they drive away from something that could have ended their life. It's really scary to me how me and Destiny sit back sometimes while I'm driving, and we watch other people almost kill each other on the road. Seriously, it's pretty scary. At times it really is. But at the end of the day, it's like, Destiny was like, she was like, I didn't even know you drove this crazy. She was like, you drive crazy now. She was like, you never drove this crazy in this house. And I said, look, you either get with them or get lost. And I ain't trying to, I have to like, okay, move. I'm not taking unnecessary risk. I'm still doing my Southern thing, but I'm doing it a little bit more aggressively, because these people crazy sometimes. And I just be like, what in the world? What are y'all doing? What are y'all thinking? Like, what if I had a kid in here? Like, what the heck? So it's pretty much a little stressful situation when it comes down to driving sometimes. Let me see. I think somebody asked me, did I regret moving up here? That was Elijah Rock. He asked me, did I regret moving up here? And I said no. I say no to that, and I say yes to it. No, because it's growing on me. Like, it really is. And yes, at certain times, I did regret moving up here. I did regret it because I felt like I might have made the wrong decision. But that was at the earlier stages of me being up here. It's not now. I don't regret moving up here at all. I feel like everything is really a learning experience, and everything really will show you how you can adapt and how you can grow and how you can experience new things, and how it may change you and how it may make you better. Or, just when I first got up here, I was sad, and I couldn't sleep at night for like the first 3 months, maybe the first 4 months. I really could not sleep at night. And I would go to work, and I would talk about how tired I was during the day, because I was telling them I just can't sleep yet. Like, I can't sleep through the night. I'm just in such an unfamiliar place. And I was very tense when I first moved up here. I was very tense. I was just, oh my gosh, like, I'm in a new place. I'm in a new city. I'm in a new state. I'm in a new environment. I can't sleep. And I really could not sleep. Now, when I tell you that I'll be knocked out, I'll be knocked out. But of course, it's over a year now, so you would think that I'm sleeping well. But that was the thing for me. It was like, I just could not sleep at first. So there were times when I regretted it. I was like, man, should I have moved up here? Like, this is just, I'm just out of my element. And I just didn't know how to take it at first. I was a bit sad about it. I was like, man, like, I'm up in Philly. Like, this is, it's great, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I can do this. And I was struggling, you know, just with adapting at first. And, you know, I slowly started to feel like I was home a little bit, and started to breathe a little bit, and, you know, started to sleep at night. And so that became something really, really good for me. I think Ashley Bill asked me about the food, and like I said earlier, I only eat at chain restaurants. I haven't eaten at any mom and pop places, because a lot of the places, the good places to eat, are probably in very congested areas, and that takes away from me like going there, because I don't have time to be parked on top of somebody just to get some food. I think not. Let's see. What else? Ryan asked me, how did it change my outlook on, how was it moving from country to city, and how did it change my outlook on nature or the world itself, if I'm not mistaken. His question was very meaty. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it had a lot to it. First of all, let me just make a correction. I am not from the country. I'm from the South, and there is a difference. Because where I come from, you might as well say I'm living up north, because the traffic is crazy. Okay, the traffic is crazy. It's just in the South. But I will say it has been different. Like, I'm used to wave. When I went home for Labor Day, I waved at somebody for like the first time in I don't know how long. And I waved at them, and they waved back at me. And then somebody drove by, and I waved at them, and they waved back at me. Sorry, my glasses are like so crooked. Whatever. I've been having trouble with these glasses since I got these doggone things. That's why I'm going back to that doctor, because they didn't cheat me. Anyway, I waved at them, and they waved back at me. It's not that people won't do that here, but I don't always know if that's the right thing to do. So I just kind of chill out. But in the South, it's like, why not? You know, like, it's home. The South is home. I feel comfortable. When I went there, I took my shoes off. Like, it felt really good. I took my shoes off and walked down the driveway, and I stood at the edge of the driveway. I walked across the street with no shoes on. I can't imagine myself doing that in Philly. I cannot imagine myself doing that here with my shoes off. No, thank you. I do want to buy a house up here, though. Give myself a few more years, and I plan on buying a house up here. And I love the fact that I'm considering that. What else? There's another question that's okay. Ashley, Ryan, Elijah, Destiny asked me. She asked me, she asked me, of all people, do I regret moving with Destiny, and is she annoying to live with? No, I will just be honest and say no to both of those questions. She's not annoying to live with, and no, I don't regret moving with her. I will say that she and I had a rough patch where we weren't seeing eye to eye for like weeks. Like weeks. We were having a rough patch. I mean, serious rough patch where I probably was being a jerk, and she and I were just not on the same page. And we're not always on the same page, but she and I were having a hard time getting along. Like, everything became like arguments, but it wasn't like, no, disagreements. I'll put it that way. Disagreements, or we were kind of like over each other. Like, okay, whatever. I'm over it. And that was my first time actually having something happen with her that long. So I didn't like it. I was like, man, what the heck is going on? Like, this is my girl. Like, why the heck we not getting along right now? Like, what in the world? I know we have our moments when we disagree, but this was way different. This was like, I even was like, you know what? Maybe I made a mistake of moving in with her. Then I was like, heck no, like, this Destiny, like, what the heck? We got to work this out, because I can't live like this. Like, this is my girl. Like, what's going on? So we were just having a hard time just trying to work things out. And I don't really talk to my parents about a lot of stuff, And so I don't know if I told my mom or not, but I normally don't tell them stuff. We just got to work through it. That's just me. We just got to work through it, so I think my mom might have mentioned it to me. So I don't know. She might have told my mom and them. I don't know. And if I did say something to my mom about it, it was very short and brief. My mom wouldn't. She knows. I believe my mom knows and understands me well enough to know, like, okay, if she's not going to talk about it, then I know she don't want to talk about it. And so I think that was we just hit a rough patch. And I think that was a good thing, because it let us understand each other a little bit more. And we were able to understand how to work out things a lot better. And we're always communicating. Like, the way we communicate and the way we talk to each other, if we have an issue about anything, I may not say something at first because I'm trying to figure out how to approach the situation. Like, that's just how she and I roll. She may not like something that I'm doing, and she might be like, you know what, I don't want to say that just yet. We may even let like a week go by, and then we were like, look, let's talk about what happened last week, because I don't really like what was said. I don't really like what was done. And I think we have learned to really communicate over the years. Like, me and her, we communicate over the years, like in a really, really adult manner for years. So I think it's a beautiful thing to move in with someone that you're in in that good of communication with. Whereas I think we only yelled at each other one time since we've been living together, and we were like, what the heck are we doing? Like, this is not how we talk to each other. And that was literally around the time of my birthday, because I was I don't know, I was like, let's get this done. And she's like, look, I'm dealing with some stuff. Hold on. Let me get myself together so I can help you get it done. And I'm like, you ain't moving fast enough for me. And it was like bumping heads, because I'm very particular and probably have a hard time trusting people to get things done the way I want to get things done, or in the time frame, should I say, that I want things to be done, which is why it's hard for me to rely on anybody to get anything done for me, because I like to do it myself, because I don't want to have conversations like that. Like, I want to just do it and be done. So that was the only time. So when we were having this rough patch, which was way later than my birthday, it was maybe like 3 months ago, maybe. I think it was just, I don't know if we were both just like, me, I'm an extrovert and I love to go out. So I don't know if the pandemic was having an effect on me. I don't know if that was having an effect on me, because I'm not able to go out, or I'm not able to do things, or I'm not able to I don't know what it was, but we just were clashing a lot. But we got through it, and we good for right now. So that's all that matters. So I will say that when you move in with someone, you have to learn them, and you're going to learn them in ways that you may not understand at first, but you work through it. And you get through it, and you come out being even better when you come out of it, and you have a better understanding of each other. Let's see, anything else? For the most part, no, I don't, see myself moving away anytime soon. I do know now that when I go home and I'm down there, I'm like, oh gosh, I can't wait to get back home. When I go back to my hometown, I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to going home. Because although I love my hometown, I still am excited when I'm driving back into Philadelphia. So I'm very happy for that. I've been in New Jersey for the past 5 months almost, and it's been really, really nice in New Jersey as well. But at the end of the day, when I'm driving back to Philly, I'm like, oh, can't wait to get home. Can't wait to just chill. Can't wait to just sit on my couch and watch a movie or eat popcorn or whatever the case I'm gonna do. So it's been really, really nice so far, and I don't regret it. It's still growing on me. I don't hate it. I do love being in the city of Philadelphia, in the state of Pennsylvania, but at the same time, I'm still a Southern belle, and I've brought my charm with me. And this was a good decision for me, and only time will tell how long I'll be in Philadelphia, but I plan on, like I said, making a home for myself and actually staying here. So thank y'all for watching this video. I hope y'all like it. I hope you love it. I figured I would try my best to end this on a 30-minute video. I am 30 years old. I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm trying to live my best life. So subscribe, like, comment, do whatever. Thank you, all my supporters. I love you guys. I really do. If nobody else don't, I do. Love you.